Hi, my name is Ryan Burke. I'm attending GCU and pursuing my master's in secondary education. Today, I'm giving you a video presentation on initiatives and referendums. So, let's begin by stating what an initiative and referendum is. An initiative is, on a basic level, it is a process that allows citizens to either pass laws or amendments. The process requires gathering signatures from the citizens that will then go on a ballot for voting. If enough votes are in yes, then the law will be amended, or the amendment will be amended. A referendum is, on the other hand, different, where the people are either voting to uphold or repel an enacted law that was passed by the legislature. The Arizona Constitution states the people reserve the power to use at their own option, the power to approve or reject at the polls and any act or item, section or part of any act of the legislature. Essentially works like a veto for the people. Now, how do we get both of these processes going? The process for initiative to get it going is that a person or group will have to draft up a proposal. Then they'll have to designate a political committee and then file for a security number. Serial number, and be appointed that. Then they will collect signatures for their proposal. If it's a conditional amendment, they only need 15% of the vote, and if it's a statutory amendment, they only need 10% of the vote of collected signatures. After gathering the signatures, they send them in for review, and if they are met with approval, then at the next general election ballot, then they can vote on that. Now, for referendums, process is a little similar. But one way it's different is that the people are voting to challenge a law that was already passed by Arizona's legislature. The process still requires a political committee to be created. They will then have to pass through the Arizona Secretary of State's online system, get their serial number, be appointed that. Then they have to collect signatures, but they're going to have less time to do this in this one. They're only going to have 90 days in comparison. For an initiative is where they're going to have until the next election ballot. So with a referendum, after the collection of signatures, they must then be turned in for review and authentication. Votes, if they're all required and if the votes are all passed and they meet approval, when they go to vote, if the vote wins majority, then the law will be repealed and not be put into effect. Now, how do they both compare and contrast? How they compare is that both are proactive by citizens being led by the choices they deem fit for their communities. They allow laws to be created solely by the people and not rely on elected officials such as the governor. Both initiatives and referendums appear on the ballot for voting. The process of collecting signatures to get one onto the ballot is the same as well. But how are they different? In a few ways, one is the timing of the signatures. Like I said earlier, a referendum has less time. They only have 90 days to gather signatures to appear on the ballot. The purpose of them both is different another purpose different is that one is used to create a law or amendment while the other is to reject a law and amendment. Now, what are the pros and cons for each one? The pros for an initiative gives the voter empowerment for their community. This then reflects the identity of the current political climate. It allows policies that the people want to be created. With this, it keeps politicians to consider the public opinion much more because at any time, the people can remove them from office. Now, the cons of an initiative are those who start at grassroots level for parties will struggle more since politics usually favor those that have more money and access to money through sponsors, benefactors, or donated/generated money for a campaign. Another major aspect is that once an initiative is passed, it's difficult to amend in Arizona, something that should be considered with the longevity of initiatives. Now, the pros of a referendum. We'll go to the other side. The pros of a referendum include citizens can overturn laws that are passed by the legislature. This includes in one case in 2018 where Arizona passed a law that lets schools expand their income from school vouchers. Another pro is that it can also target laws that are specific or they may they may harm groups of certain demographics. What? Oh. Okay. So now the pros of a referendum include citizens can overturn laws that are passed by the legislator. This include in one case in 2018 where Arizona passed a law that lets schools use and expand their income from school vouchers. Another pro is that it can also target laws that are specific to maybe harming a group or certain demographics, such as low income, race, or religious reasons. The fact that laws can be changed once passed puts the pressure and foresight into the laws that will benefit communities or groups of people of it. It creates a sense of comfort that even after being passed, a law or policy can be removed. Now, the cons of a referendum include that it's a short time frame to redact a law, which is they have 90 days to do so. It can lean into another political space for sides to either support or appeal against a law through the referendum process, which means it's harder for grassroots parties to collect signatures and help advertise to the people on why a law or policy should be taken out. It creates a space that, like the initiatives, it favors a side on the political side in campaigns that have money. This can lead to disinformation campaigns from the other side, where voters could be confused on when the vote when they go to vote, if what they're voting on is yes or no, and they can be confused on if they're voting for a law to stay in or for a law to stay out. That's another problem that can arise from these. It creates just a more confusing space for the voter. Direct democracy. It is when citizens take action to vote on policies and laws they want implemented for their state. In Arizona, in Section 4, Part 1, it states, "The people reserve the power to propose laws and amendments to the Constitution and to enact or reject such laws and amendments at the polls, independently of the legislator." By having initiatives, it allows the people to propose new laws they want admitted in, something that is generated by the people, not just politicians. While having referendums, it allows the people to take action against a law or policy they don't agree with. This is also citizen-led in comparison to a politician who could be making decisions for the state, unlike the citizens themselves. In the realm of direct democracy, Arizona is one of the strongest states that allows the people to shape it into what they want. By having this in the Arizona Constitution, it creates a community that is involved in their policies, foresight into the actions of starting an initiative or referendum, and more importantly, change. Change is a hard process for a lot of people, but with over 150 amendments into the Arizona Constitution, it clearly shows that the people welcome change when deciding how to run their state. Thank you.